Yo, what is up, Crocs and Clan members, Poker fans, and other sorts of upon this video. I'm SoresanCrockxen, and today we're going to be doing episode 46? 44? Whoa, I'm way out. 44 of X and Y English dub version. Before we get started, I'm going to leave a link in the description for a video with the straw poll so you guys can go vote on that. The video explains everything. But anyways, let's get to the episode review. Oh my gosh. That was the most epic battle I have seen ever. This gym battle was so freaking epic. It just blew my mind. It was ridiculous. So basically, we had Froakie. Froakie wasn't able to battle. We already knew that from like the ending of the last episode, which is I don't know how I feel about this because it seems like okay, you have Pikachu and Fletchinder who are Fletchinder when it was a Fletchinder first, but these are the only two Pokemon that have been in all three gym battles up to this point. Hawlucha, this is the first gym battle it's in, and then Froakie's only been in he was only in the Grand battle. So essentially, it's like Pikachu and Fletchinder are the stars of the team because they're the only ones that have been in every gym battle. So the first matchup is Hawlucha versus Mienfoo, and I kind of like the way they played it off because it was essentially we all knew Ash has his own flair. He has his own battle style. He's very unique in the way he acts and the way he tells his Pokemon to attack. He's a character that basically comes up with strategies on the fly, but they're made in a way to where his Pokemon understand what he's asking for from the moment he says it, so they're able to execute correctly. The thing is, Ash tried to mimic Tierno's dance movements in the battle. That was the whole point of the whole dancing thing. It was supposed to be a thing where Ash would use that strategy in order to beat Karina because Karina is a straightforward battler. She's head on. Like, she just goes in and just wrecks, right? Tierno's dance moves battle strategy would be able to counter that because there would be no way for Karina to actually land a hit. Problem is, Ash, not only did he not practice enough, it's just not his style. It just doesn't work. Ash is a battle, like I said, he comes up with moves on the fly and strategies on the fly, but he's also a type of head-on attacker. Granted, he does go with certain maneuvers to where, even though he's going head-on, he does something else, and the point is, he has a certain flair. So the whole dance movement strategy was not going to work, and this was so, it was just shown so badly because Hawlucha couldn't even get a move in because he just didn't know. The dancing stuff was just not working. And he was getting wrecked. He was straight up getting he couldn't attack because he would get blocked, and he couldn't dodge because he couldn't move fluently. So Hawlucha was just getting destroyed. Mienfoo was attacking him with high jump kicks and I gotta say, Drain Punch looks friggin'. I like the way it looks now. It's all green, and then it's like a sphere on. It was a sphere on Mienfoo's fist, and they punched Hawlucha, and then like these little green orbs flew out and then went towards Mienfoo. I like it. It looks cool. But then Ash. It was kind of those. It was like a flashback type of thing where he remembered the training session with Serena and all that stuff, and then he's like, "This isn't my style." And then Serena apparently is the one that said that he has his own style, and how this was maybe not gonna work because he has his own movements and stuff, his own rhythm. And then Ash realized this, and then he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna drop the whole dancing thing on the spot. And Karina actually straight up says, you're gonna lose because you can't just come up with a new strategy on the fly. The thing is, Karina doesn't understand how Ash plays out. He doesn't plan things out for the most part because when he usually plans things out, they end up, backfiring. And I'm pretty sure everybody remembers Gen 4 or Gen 5 fourth gym. I'm pretty sure everyone remembers that battle. That was the stupidest thing anybody had ever seen up to that point. Just saying. And that was a strategy, by the way. So he changes up. He goes his standard, and he's able to beat Mianfu. He basically just wrecked Mianfu as soon as he switched, because Mianfu, he dodged the high jump kick at the exact moment that he was supposed to dodge it, and then he just wrecked him with a flying press. And then it was Fletchender versus Machoke, which I have to say, Halucha, since he can't fly, he's a straightforward type, but I love the way that they've been making Fletchender look when he's flying, because he's the flying type, and it's like it just feels like you're following Fletchender in just flying around. I love the way the camera. It looks like it's a camera that's going behind Fletchender, going through all his movement. It looks so beautiful and so fluent, and so it was. I think that way he won, the way Fletchender won, was like crazy as heck. Also, I don't know why, but they changed Focus Blast. Maybe because of Aura Sphere. But they changed the way Focus Blast looks. Now it's yellow instead of blue. And it really looked like freaking Machoke was doing the Kamehameha for a second. Like it was like and then of course Fletchender okay, so this is what happened. Like Fletchender was like up in the sky. He had just what was it? I think he attacked Machoke with what was it? I think it was Razor Wind, and then he was about to come, he was up here, and then Machoke was charging up the Focus Blast, and then Ash is like, Fletchender, use Flame Charge, and he had already done Flame Charge 1, so he technically already has a speed boost, and then so he's like charging down, and then Machoke is like waiting, he's gonna time this, right? So he's like charging it, he's like timing it, okay, I got this, I'm gonna get him, and then like he fires, and it legitimately, it was, he should have hit. He should have hit, but because of the flame shot, freaking Fletchender just goes he's like this, and he goes, he just moves, and he like strikes Machoke and just knocks him out. I'm like, dude, Machoke just got bobbed right there. It was ridiculous. It was awesome, and it was legit. It was legit. Fletchender, I freaking love you. Oh my gosh. And so he just popped Machoke right there. I was like, damn! Oh my god. I was like, bruh, that was the craziest thing ever. And then Lucario comes out. And I'm like, freaking Lucario. Don't get me wrong, I love Lucario, but this is the most cheap thing ever. Don't get me wrong, I love the battle. But it's a Mega Lucario. You can't do this. He doesn't have a Mega. That's messed up. But I like what they did. They did this whole Karina did these moves. I guess there were poses before she Mega Evolved Lucario. That was sick. You had like these little, I'm gonna say symbols, because the screen, the colors palette changed, and you couldn't. It wasn't like Karina herself. Like there was something covering the whole thing, and there was like these little symbols, like Japanese symbols that would kept popping up as soon as she made a pose. And then the way she Mega Evolved the car, which I gotta still admit, I love the way they're Mega Evolving in the anime itself, because the specials just got really stupid and redundant, because it was just over and over and over again. This one, they keep changing the way they Mega Evolve, so it looks newer and it just feels fresher, and I love the way it looks. And so it Mega Evolves, and I'm like, here we go. And then it was the stupidest, because he hit a Bone Rush. How do you hit a flying type with a ground type move? It just doesn't work. The anime needs to stop doing this. You can't use non-effective moves onto Pokemon that doesn't affect. You can't do that. Bone Rush should not have even touched Fletchender. It does. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. And then he just knocks him out with freaking Aura Sphere. No, wait, no, that's a lie. He knocks him out with the power up punch. He came. The car just freaking teleported. This dude is so broken. he just teleported up in the air and just power up punch her to the ground. I was like, dude, what the heck was that for? What are you doing? And so Ash had to, call back Thunder, and then sent out Halucha again. I like the way that I kind of okay. I don't know how exactly I feel. I like what they did in terms of the side characters. I don't like what they did in terms of the battle, because they basically like moved away from the battle to do a whole Team Rocket segment with Clement, Serena, Bonnie facing against Team Rocket. But they completely ignored the battle for like that one scene. I like the fact that they gave them some screen time, but we didn't get to see something in the battle, which then ended up Halucha being, ended up with Halucha's defeat. The point is, I like that though. I liked how they played it out, because like Team Rocket showed up and then Froakie noticed it because ninja, right? He senses things, and he was able to stop Team Rocket's attacks, and then Chespin and Fennekin attack Team Rocket, causing them to fly away. Ash is like, hey, you guys okay? Is anything wrong? They're like, nope, you guys can battle. And then Halucha at that moment landed, so we know that they must have attacked each other during that whole scene, but we didn't get to see it. Halucha does get bobbed too with an aura sphere, but I was expecting that anyways. And then Pikachu came in, and oh my goodness, that match right there was the most epic thing in the world. Like, Pikachu was doing things. Like, look. The one issue I had with Gen 4 and Gen 5 was the fact that Pikachu sucked until the very end. Okay, Pikachu was just terrible. This is supposed to be Ash's potential strongest Pokemon, and the dude was pathetic from the beginning up until at least either the 6th or 7th, starting around the 6th or 7th gym in Gen 4 and Gen 5. That is not the way Pikachu is supposed to be. Pikachu is supposed to be OP from the get-go. Now, granted, he wasn't the most badass Pokemon in the first gym, but he's gotten better. And this is the 3rd badge, and Pikachu's already at what would be his max in the previous 2 regions, and I freaking loved it. And it was the coolest freaking thing ever. Like, Pikachu was running into, he was making combos, man. That dude was making combos. Lucario, that's a freaking Mega Lucario, bro. And this Pikachu is like, nope, I ain't taking that. Nope. This dude, oh my gosh, one part, he used the Electro Ball, and Lucario knocked it off. Pikachu's kind of moved back so the Electro Ball wouldn't hit him. And then also he got kicked in the face, and he's flying up, and he thunderbolted right after he got kicked in the face, and Lucario's like, oh my gosh, and it's the Iron Tail. I freaking one thing that I loved about the first Paul and Ash fight was because Pikachu's Iron Tail is not a normal Iron Tail. Okay, it's not tail goes to iron and then he hits you. Pikachu has done so many awesome things with his Iron Tail that I'm actually upset they don't use that whole gimmick more. Pikachu needs to be, because that's his most versatile move. Out of every one of his attacks, Iron Tail is his most versatile attack in terms of how he uses it. Do more of that. We need to see more of that action, because Lucario Aura Sphere Pikachu, and he Iron Tailed the thing and bounced himself up, and then he Iron Tailed again towards the Bone Rush and knocked Lucario to the ground. Like that was the most legit thing in the world. And the freaking final clash, Electro Ball, freaking Rasengan Aura Sphere, boom, and then Thunderbolt at the finish. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most epic thing in the world. This is legitimately one of the greatest gym battles in the history of Pokemon gym battles. Straight up. And I freaking loved it. So, but that's essentially it. He got his 3rd gym badge. He's going to Kumaran. That's basically where we're going. Next week's episode, I believe, is the Bonnie Clement episode, which I'm really looking forward to. But anyways, guys, links to the videos, the episodes in the description box below. Also, I hope you guys go watch the video with the straw poll so you guys can vote, all that stuff. But as always, I'm SoresanCrockxen, and I'll see you guys in future videos.